Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in this episode, there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. There's going to be another 2-for-1 deal for you guys because I wanted to talk about the whole James Charles situation, and then I also wanted to talk about transgender people, right? Just two different topics, but I was like, nah, I definitely want to do that. I should save one for tomorrow, but most likely I'll think of something to talk about for tomorrow. But anyways, so the James Charles situation, I'm pretty sure everybody, if you are heavily on YouTube, then you most likely, I figure a lot of people might know who James Charles is. It doesn't even really matter like what platform you're on, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. You know of him, right? You know of him. So anyways, there has been a video traveling around of, I guess, a 14-year-old kid exposing him for doing some pedophile stuff, alright? Was messaging the kid like nude pictures of himself, and it's a weird thing. That's why I'm like, if I do talk to anybody that's underage on social media, it's like a celebrity and fan confrontation. I'm like, oh, hey, thanks for the support. You a cool fan, you a dope supporter. It's stuff like that. But I'm like, if they come to me, I guess, like, if I do make a post saying, like, hey, like, like, if you need somebody to vent to or you got some things going on in your personal life, that's as far as they would go. Me trying to help you on some stuff with your personal life. But I feel like that any conversation that's being, that's like how James Charles would be talking to his fans, that's something that I can never do unless they are over the age. They have to be like 18 and older. Like 20 and older probably for most cases, but I don't know, 18, I'm like, it's still a young age to me, even though I know that that's like the legal age, but to me, I'm like, nah, it has to be like, you like 20 years old, hit me up. But if you like 18, like, you turning 18 in like 5 minutes or something because you want to go based off your actual birth, nah. I'm like, it definitely be like 18, of course, but I don't know, for me, I'm like, if she's over 20, then cool, but anyway, yeah, I'm like, I will feel more comfortable that way, because I'm like, yeah, with 18, I'm like, you might have the potential of being still in high school, and I'm like, no, I personally, that's why I'm like, nah, I can't, like, what, because it's either 20 or, it's 21. I think 21 is the age where you gotta get out of high school and stuff. So I'm like, okay, if I can bring you to a bar, I feel like that's another thing. If you can bring her to a bar and she can drink, or if you can bring him to a bar, I don't know. But yeah, if you can bring her to a bar and she can buy a drink and she got like ID and they don't look like fake ID or nothing, then yeah, cool. I'm like, all right, cool. She's over the age. But yeah, she's all like, I'm like, oh yeah, let's go to this bar. It got like some good drinks and good people off up in there. She's like, oh no, I don't want to go into a bar. I'm like, why? I'm like, what's up with you not going into a bar? Let's just go in there real quick. You ain't even got like drink a whole lot. We could just get like one shot and that's it. I just need to know, can you buy a drink right now? Like, can you buy a drink right now? I'm like, cause if you can, then cool. But if you can't, then there's something that's not right here, and I don't want to be a part of it. So, anyways, but yeah. So James Charles, he's facing a lot of backlash, I guess, for this conversation that he had with this 14-year-old kid. My question is to the 14-year-old kid, because if what James Charles did is like, wrong and stuff, then yeah, it's wrong. Like, you should not be talking to anybody that's 14 years old, especially if you're like this high major like influencer and stuff. Like, no, you should not be talking to anybody that age. I'm saying, unless it's like you're around, like, if it's the only way possible, if, like, let's say if I was one of those influencers where I have like 20 million followers on every platform that I go across and things, and a kid wants to talk to me and stuff, I'm like, is your parents present? Like, am I going to get in trouble for the conversation that we're going to have and stuff? Because if so, I don't want to talk to you, all right? Plain and simple. I'm sorry, but I just, like, that's why I'm like, I don't know, like, I trust my fan base, I know, like, but at the same time, I don't really trust people on the internet. Like, I trust them, but I don't trust them. I would trust the fact that they won't try to do some shady stuff like that, but at the same time, I wouldn't even put myself in that situation. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you and stuff, but anyways, how come no parents or anybody was present, and he was like trying to, I guess, do some form of video or something. I don't know what the kid was overall trying to do, but I guess he was like wanting to see if James Charles was going to respond. And that's where I'm like, I don't know, I find it kind of weird because I'm like, James, you have like 20 million followers. Why are you like, I'm saying you can be with anybody that you want to be. Well, why are you going through your followers, seeing if any of them is like trying to date you or be with you or get with you or hook up with you, whatever you want to call it and stuff. And I'm like, yo, there are like dating websites. There are like places that you can go to for this so you won't get caught up in these situations. But I'm like, I just don't understand that. It's like James Charles got like 20 million followers. It just doesn't really make any sense to me, like how he just pinpointed this kid out and just started talking with him and stuff. So anyways, so yeah, the kid, he's so I guess he was pretty mad about it. He was because he was talking about it, and then Keemstar, well, actually, you know, Keemstar had like posted a video, I guess, that the guy posted on his Instagram story. And I took in a notice of some things in there, and that's what I'm like, I wanted to mainly talk about. And I'm not trying to say that what happened between these two didn't happen, but I just noticed some things like in the video where the kid was like going off and things, trying to, because a lot of people was calling it fake. You know, they were like, or in newer terms, they said that his story was capped. Cap means lie. Like it was a lie. So for those, I need to start using like today's terminology more. But yeah, people was they were saying that his story is major cap. Major cap. So anyways, but in the video, so he's like trying to explain himself and things. And one thing that I noticed, or two things that I noticed is that one, he was in the car. And two kind of goes with one because there wasn't no parents or guardian in the area. Now, for most situations like that, where somebody of age is talking to somebody underage, a parent or a guardian should be present, correct? Like, that's something that you shouldn't hide from your parents if a grown man is, like, being a pedophile online and things. So that is something that you should tell your parents, and then maybe they should come out in the video and talk. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a much more serious situation. But when it's just you in a car by yourself or with friends, like, that's, and then he was, like, having his friend present in one of the videos, and I'm like, bro, if you have like a parent or guardian in the area, then it's more serious. I feel like with a friend, you can easily just tell them like, hey, bro, we're going to get some clout off of this. We're going to make some money off of this and all that. Like, that's what I'm like, with a parent or a guardian, like, when I feel like when they get involved, then it's like, yeah, story is like, you know, it's true. It's not capping. Like, but me personally, I feel like dude is lying. And I'm not trying to call him, I don't know, like, at the same time, I'm not trying to say that his story is cap or it's a lie. But at the same time, I'm like, to me, I'm like, I guess, yeah, he did show, like, evidence of him, like, talking to James Charles and stuff. And James Charles, he did show his evidence too. But I'm like, and I guess, like, so James Charles is saying that the guy lied about his age and said he was 19 years old. Now, the guy does look like he could be, like, he doesn't look like he's 14 or 15 or anything. Because I'm like, yo, when I was 14, 15, I was looking like I was 9. And I know when I remember the last time I went to my high school and I seen a bunch of 14-year-old kids there, they looked like they was 9. So that's why I'm like, yo, like, if you are under the age, but you look like you're over the age, you should tell people that. You should very well tell people that you are underage, and if they still keep talking to you, yeah, like, don't respond to them, don't do, like, collect that evidence, send it to the police. Send it to some bill. But it's like you come out on the internet. I mean, like, yeah, it's like, you know, there ain't no problem with doing that, but you gotta send that stuff to the police. You gotta, like, let them know, like, hey, this person is doing some, like, pedophile type stuff, and who knows, like, this is just one person talking about it. There could be many other people that's dealing with this same situation. So that's why I'm like, yo, you just, like, honestly, I just feel like that you just doing it for a story. I feel like everybody's just trying to, you know, get famous, do things for fame, and then just, like, not trying to, like, work for the position that they want in life. You know, they just out here just trying to, like, discourage other people's names and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. So I'm like, you know, work for where you want to get to in life, but don't be sitting here putting other people under the bus and things. Because I'm like, yeah, that ain't, to me, it's like, it's not, you know, it's not cool and stuff. But anyways, and then the second thing that I wanted to talk about was transgender people. Now I have no beef or no problems with transgender people. You know, I remember at my job there were like transgender people that would come through there, and I would be cool with them. I would be they were like cool people. There wasn't no like problems with them or anything. Like to me, yeah, they are cool people. They just like anybody else. You know, but I seen this post. Where's my phone at? I seen this post on Facebook, and it was one of those posts where I'm like, you know what? Hold on, let me find it real quick. I gotta go. Because this is one of those posts I'm like, y'all doing too much. Because I'm like, I personally feel like that there are two different types of people in this world. There's people that are entitled and they want stuff handed to them because they feel like that they come from a certain group, so they just need to have everything handed to them. And then there's people like me who just don't care. I'm like, if stuff is handed to me, I'm not going to decline it. But if I don't get handed stuff, I'm not going to trip about it. But anyways, so the post goes on to say, this is not a post like from any of my friends or anybody. This is just like, you know, like when you're friends, they share like random, like they'll share tweets on Facebook. It makes no sense. But anyways, so the post goes on to say, not wanting to date trans women stems from y'all not viewing them as quote unquote real women. So yes, your quote unquote preference is transphobic. Now, here's the thing. So based off, and that's why I said, so based off of that logic right there, it's like, okay, so if I don't like a trans woman because she wasn't born a woman, so therefore that declares me as transphobic. So let me get this straight. So, and you know, not like no pun intended, but if I go up to a gay woman and I'm trying to get with her, but she's telling me like, yo, I like other women, I don't like dudes. So so I have the right to call her straightphobic? I'm saying, like, does that make any sense? Like, that's the type of stuff where I'm all like, there's some people within like the whole like transgender or gay or straight or whatever, they're entitled. They want things handed to them. They want people to like feel sorry for them, and they want people to, you know, like cater to them. Like, my thing is, everybody's going to have a preference. Everybody is going to have a preference. Whether it's food, whether it's pets, whether it's movies, whether it's video games, people, the weather, that is their preference. So, me not liking summertime, I'm a winter person, right? So that makes me summerphobic. Or me not liking Call of Duty Warzone, so that makes me Call of Duty phobic. Or, but I mean, I do like Call of Duty. I mean, this last Call of Duty was pretty fire and stuff. But anyways, or what else? Balenciagas. I don't like the fact that they're too expensive, so that makes me expensive phobic. Like, I'm saying that is just a person's preference. You trying to push off like whatever you got going on to your life onto somebody else. I'm like, look, if you live your life not having to worry about what other people think, you are going to get through life so much easier. Because that's one thing that I have to say for me, for an example. I'm a black man in America. That's no secret. That's no secret. If you search up like me and things on the internet, you can see that I'm black. I was born in Seattle, Washington. So yeah, I'm from America. So a lot of black people, we haven't had it so good in America. Still to this day, we're still not having it good in America. But I'm not going to run up and down the streets, like calling like just random people out, or just like trying to like feel like I'm entitled to something, or like going to the store and being like, oh, because of going up to, because this is, you have to realize like how uncomfortable that makes a person. Like, if I go into a store, right? I go into a store and I approach like all the white cashiers. I'm like, I deserve to have everything in this store free because I'm black, and my ancestors and myself and every other black person in America has dealt with so many things. That's being entitled. And that's overall the same thing that like transgender people are doing when you make posts like that. Like, who cares if you're transgender? I mean, some people might care. I know I would care. I would want to know if somebody is transgender or not. So I'm saying, like, you shouldn't have to hide that stuff. Like, you should be able to tell a person, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm transgender and things. However they react to it, I'm like, my thing is like, look, I won't date anybody that's transgender. I won't marry anybody that's transgender. I want to marry a woman that was born a woman. That is my preference. That's just like, there ain't no difference than when a woman, she makes a post saying that, oh, she likes dudes that's taller than 6 feet. I'm not taller than 6 feet, but you don't see me attacking my friends over. I'm like, if you want to like jump off of a trampoline to kiss your significant other in the face because they 6, 7 feet tall, that is on you. I don't care. I truly do not care. I'm like, yo, I can't help it. It's genetics, all right? So I'm like, I can't help it that I'm not tall. But I personally feel like that if you embrace who you are, you don't worry about what other people say, what other people think about you and stuff, like, you should not trip. That's why I'm like the one. I remember this one video that went viral maybe like last year or a couple of years ago. But it's this transgender woman, I believe. So when you say it like that, that's when the person was like a man at one point, but then they became a woman. So that's when you call them transgender woman. I don't know. But anyways, so this transgender woman, she's in GameStops. And she's like, acting crazy, going like, stupid, all that stuff. Like, she's like going off in there. I don't even know for like, maybe because she traded in some stuff and they were all like, we're only going to give you $30, like out store credit, but in store credit will be $32 and stuff. You know how GameStops be doing people. But anyways, so she's in there going off, losing her mind and all that, yelling. And so her voice was like, you can clearly tell that this was like a transgender person. Her voice like was pretty deep. I'm like, it didn't sound like she was playing around or it's like her voice, like it was a deep voice. So you could tell that she used to be a man at one point in time in her life. But anyways, so she's going off in the store. Guy's all like, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down. And she's like, you what? You called me a what? Oh no, you ain't just called me no sir. And then I'm like, should it matter? I'm like, that's the stuff where I'm like, when you let things get underneath like your skin, when you let stuff like that like affect your mind and things, like that's how it's gonna be for the rest of your life. Like you need to build up that confidence, you need to build up that strength that it should like, that stuff shouldn't matter to you. You know how many times I get called the N-word or some other racist derogatory name on social media? Been called the N-word, like not directly to my face, but there was an old woman that like lived up the street from my house, and I remember I was hanging out with some friends one day and she screamed it from her window. She called me and my friends the N-word 3 different times. 3 different times. That was something where I'm all like, you don't usually deal with stuff like that, but you do. But you know what? That day, I didn't shed no anger. I didn't get mad. I didn't lose my mind. I didn't go crazy. I didn't go stupid. I laughed. I laughed at her. I made fun of her. Because I'm like, look at how you're acting right now. I think, who was it? And one of them, no, it was funny because, no, not even one, 2 of them. So there was, of course, it was me, and then there was this other black guy, but 2 of them, one was Hispanic, and then the other one, he was mixed. So he was like, I think he was mixed with like Hispanic and black. So he wasn't, so you had 2.5 black men there. So I'm like, at least like, say some other racist derogatory stuff. Don't just single us black people out. And I'm like, that ain't fair. I'm like, it needs to be equality within racism. But nah, like jokes aside though, I'm like, I've dealt with stuff like that. And then on the internet, I'm like, man, I'm telling you, I can like, I have a video up of like maybe a year and a half worth of like racist comments towards me. Comments, people telling me to kill myself. Comments. I remember when I started doing reaction videos, and that's all that people were saying, that like, oh, untalented black people doing another reaction video and stuff. Even though I had like all these videos up of me making music, comedy skits. What other things? Like, I'm telling you, I was like doing above and beyond on like across all of my YouTube channels. I had a gaming channel, so it wasn't like I was only doing reaction videos. But that's the thing though, I'm not going onto the YouTube platform saying I'm entitled to 1 million subscribers because I'm black, and if I don't get them, then you guys are black YouTuber phobic. You see how dumb that sounds? That's why I'm all like, people, y'all need to stop using, like, if it's a straight up like personal attack, like this person is going out of their way to attack transgender people, yes, they are transphobic, no doubt about it. They are transphobic. If a transgender, because what, during all of this like Black Lives Matter protests and all that, didn't a transgender person get killed? It was like a black transgender woman, and she got killed. And yeah, it was a messed up situation. Like, no, I'm gonna have to agree on that. It was messed up. That was something that didn't need to happen. But to the people, if they killed her, If they killed her because of who she is, and it's a transgender woman, that's a person that's transphobic. But me, if it's my preference that I don't want to date a transgender woman, that should be my choice. It shouldn't be anybody else's choice. Nobody in this world should have to speak for another person. So that's why I'm like, when I see posts like that, I'm like, does it matter? So I'm like, no, I'm gonna start making posts like that. I'm like, oh, if you to any of the girls that I'm friends with, I should make a post to just kind of just see how, like, because I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna probably get unfriended by some women. There's gonna probably be some like women like commenting or sending me messages and things saying like I'm not being racist because I don't want to date you, and then watch they're gonna bring up their preference. I'm saying so like to like transgender like women out there. So let's just say whatever you prefer, a man or woman, they walk up to you nasty, disgust, or no. So they walk up to you, but they got like frozen like petrified like poop on their like wearing it as a necklace, right? They got like, and then they say like, oh, that's like a part of my religion and things. They're like I don't know, poopist. Yeah, they're like their religion is poopist, and they feel and everywhere they go, they gotta wear like a necklace with petrified poop around their neck and things. So I'm saying like you gotta smell that every single time you go in for a kiss and things, and then knowing you're gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna. Obviously, I won't date somebody like that. They're weird. They're crazy. So are you gonna be what is it, poopist phobic? I'm still like, I'm making up things as I'm going along, but you have to understand how silly that sounds. Like, nobody, my thing is that, look, if a person cares, they care. If they don't care, they don't care. If you ask me, it's my preference. If I want to date a woman that was born a woman, and I don't mean no like, oh, and well, mentally I was born, no, I mean you have women parts. You didn't have to get a boob transplant. You grew up and then boobs came along, okay? Like, it has to be some stuff like that. And it's no offense, and I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but that is just my preference. That doesn't mean that I'm transphobic. Like I said, I will befriend every transgender person in this world. But it is my choice on whether I want to date you or not. And my choice is no, I don't. Now, if you're going to get mad about it, then don't talk to me. But if you're going to be like, okay, hey, that's your preference, no worries. I ain't tripping about it. We shake hands. We can play Call of Duty, and we not Call of Duty phobic or whatever video game. If we can be cool at the end of the day, that is all that matters. That is all that matters. I feel like that should be better than some relationship or marriage. If you could be cool with the person, be friends with them your whole life, that's the only thing that should matter. But you sitting here trying to like force something upon a person, I'm like, no. If that's what they don't want to do, they don't want to do that. Move on. Go. It's okay. So that's why I'm like, yeah, y'all shouldn't trip about stuff like that. It gets to a point where it's all like, all right, like y'all just acting a little bit too weird over this and stuff, but anyways, let me know what you guys think about it all. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. It is like, man, I'm telling you, this hot weather. But no, you know what? I am summer phobic. I am gonna lie to you guys on that one. I am completely 100% summer phobic. I am racist to summer weather. I don't like it. If there is like a derogatory term towards summer weather, oh, I would be saying it right now. I seriously would. If there was like a hard R or something that I can say about summer weather, oh, believe me, I am completely 100% summer phobic because you're just uncomfortable, you're sweating. I'm like, bro, it's unnecessary, man. But anyways, but yeah, it's silly, it's stupid, all right? But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this off of a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you're purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.